Welcome back to the Den of Nerds. I am Josh, and we might have just solved the biggest mystery surrounding Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. So in this video, I want to explain this brand new spanking report, but I also have to explain why this is even a question, because Spider-Man 4 is one of the wildest and weirdest movies I've ever personally followed. The movie's been in soft development for years, and there have been various versions, but in this video, because of this reporting, we now have answers to some of these massive questions with regards to the plot of that film. All right, let's get into this. So the question about Spider-Man 4 all has to do with Battleworld. Essentially, we've known for some time that Spider-Man 4 is a movie that takes place after Avengers Doomsday, and it might well be the only Marvel movie coming out between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And Kevin Feige has publicly spoken about how this movie's story will take place after Avengers Doomsday, but there have been some recent reports that have kind of thrown that into question. So Jeff Snyder came out and said that he heard that the Spider-Man 4 movie was happening at the same time as Avengers Doomsday, and this was actually due to Jeff saying that he did not believe Tom Holland's Spider-Man would actually be in Avengers Doomsday. And so maybe while Doomsday is going on, there's also this crazy story with Spider-Man. And then beyond even that, Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus, who is like a really, really good reporter, recently hinted that he thought Spider-Man 4 could be a prequel. Now, I have heard from reliable sources that that is not true, and maybe Alex was referring to something else there, but it's just weird that you get like Alex's report and then Jeff Snyder's report. And frankly, guys, the confusion about Spider-Man 4 really all has to do with this idea. Because you see, there's a massive rumor that at the end of Avengers Doomsday, Doctor Doom is going to recreate the multiverse. Except it won't be a multiverse, it'll be a singular universe with everybody in it. And this universe is likely Battleworld. And when we got all those leaked concept art images, you know, with all the Game of Thrones vibes, that all seemed like it was from Battleworld. It lined up with rumors about Secret Wars. And so that made people believe that if Spider-Man 4 was indeed a sequel to Doomsday, it would have to take place on Battleworld. It would have to be in that Game of Thrones or crazy Battleworld aesthetic. Okay, with all that said, let's get into the new report. And this is really freaking cool. So this comes from the Cosmic Circus, and they indicate that they have sources telling them what the costume department is researching. I'll read a couple paragraphs right from the article. I'm going to put up some images that they have too, but you should read the whole thing for context. It says here, recently our sources were able to provide us with some key insights into the pre-production for the upcoming Spider-Man film, particularly around research being conducted by the costuming department. According to our sources, the team has been researching Asian-inspired costuming, particularly looking into armor reminiscent of Japanese shinobi and samurai. The armor pieces in question harken back specifically to the late Sengoku period and the Edo period, 17th century Japan. And for anime fans out there, that's the Samurai Champloo era, the Edo period. These are the kind of things that the costume department is researching for various people within the film. And then the article goes on and says, in addition to that research on Japanese samurai and shinobi, we have also received word that research into the look of a character described as a dark, mysterious female character. This character also has a Japanese-inspired look. The main detail of the outfit involves a black Camino-style vest. However, the design is also modernized, featuring modern aesthetics that look something out of a cyberpunk fashion show. Lots of use of tech wear and unconventional belt designs. The best way to picture it, according to one source, would be to visualize Obi-Wan Kenobi's costume from Revenge of the Sith with the belt portion up. However, it's all black, and apparently there are designs with sleeves and designs without sleeves. Meanwhile, the bottom portion of the tech wear pants and futuristic design. It looks like a Star Wars character, says one source. What's more interesting is that this character carries a katana with her. And here's a couple of images from the article, again referring to all of the different stylings that the team is apparently researching. Now, I actually think I know what this could be, and it's absolutely nuts. So let's try to pull these pieces together. First of all, as they do go on to mention in this article, there were a lot of rumors that the Spider Queen may well be the main villain of this movie. And in fact, the actress from Succession was rumored to be the main villain and also be the Spider Queen for Spider-Man 4. But the thing is, the Spider Queen was a weird story where everybody was turning into spider people, and she wanted to just turn Earth into a whole spider place. It was really weird. My boy Kane, the Scarlet Spider, actually gets some super shine in that series, but I just highly doubt that's what Marvel is doing here, and it doesn't match up at all, really, with the Japanese aesthetic. But of course, Destin Daniel Crichton did Shang-Chi and is familiar with those kind of aesthetic sensibilities. And those aesthetic sensibilities somewhat match up to the ideas from the concept art for Secret Wars. Now, hear me out. They're obviously different aesthetics, right? You have this sort of Game of Thronesian thing going on with Doom, and this would be sort of Edo period Japanese wear, but future tech. Well, to me, this could mean that different regions on Battleworld, or perhaps even different planets within the Battleworld universe, have different aesthetics. One of the big rumors out there about Marvel after Doomsday is that different worlds will be ruled by the different barons or dukes that are going to be working with Doom in Doomsday. The logic sort of follows that they're all going to help Doom, and a part of the promise, like a part of the reason they end up helping him, is so that they get their own world or their own territory in the new universe that Doom will create. And so perhaps the Spider Queen is one of those people. And perhaps this world that Peter Parker finds himself living in after the Doomsday film is just this futuristic samurai techno cyberpunk world. And believe it or not, there's actually a crazy example within the relative past of pop culture. The Magic the Gathering card game revisited an old realm called Kamigawa recently, but they did it with a twist. They gave it a cyberpunk twist. So if you look at all of the art from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, I'm going to put a bunch of it up here in this video right now. It's all that same aesthetic. Cyberpunk, but samurai or Asian inspired. And we've also heard all these crazy things about how different Spider-Man 4 is going to be, and the fact that a lot of the rumors around it are actually wrong. And I've always sort of been curious as to what that could be referring to. Well, perhaps what we're about to get will be Tom Holland Spider-Man living in some section or some world within Doom's new universe, and he has a lot of the things he used to like back, but Earth is potentially ruled by the Spider Queen, and it's all samurai techno punkish. I don't know. This sounds absolutely fucking crazy. In a lot of ways, this is maybe even more crazy than a lot of the other rumors that we've been following. But I think given the fact that it's Destin Daniel Crichton, the fact that they've said this movie is going to be very different. Like, there were comments made where they were like, this is a tonal reset in the same way that Thor Ragnarok was for Thor. That's what this is going to be for Spider-Man. And I'm like, what? Like, how could that even work? Well, this would be a potential way to do that. And another reason I find this so interesting is because we also believe that Tom Holland might be getting the black symbiote suit in Spider-Man 4. So imagine the black symbiote Spider-Man costume in a neon futuristic samurai world. That would be absolutely nuts. Like, that's really cool, but partially because all the cool neon colors will just shine off of the black in really interesting ways. But it could just be awesome to watch the Venom Spider-Man fighting against a bunch of ninjas and shit. Like, let's go. So although this is just some small little bits here, you know, about the costuming and the research and all of that, this is possibly the first new reporting that explains what this new direction for Spider-Man 4 could be. And I wonder if, as often happens, this piece of news will cause other pieces of news to sort of fall out of the trees, right? Sometimes once you shake it and it all starts falling out. So maybe we'll get some more reports about what this means in the coming days. Anyway, I think this is cool as hell. I want to know what you think about it, so let me know in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.